𝗘𝘅𝗽𝗍 here with 𝗂𝘅𝗏, bringing 𝗘𝘂 greetings from 𝗂𝘅𝗏. From Altaïr IV, that is, for another deep dive into your fascinating human world.
Indeed. And today, 𝗘𝘅, we delve into a most peculiar debate we've observed.
In your primitive information networks.
It seems you humans are quite preoccupied with artificial intelligence, or AI, as you call it.
Fascinating, isn't it? To us, the outcome is quite clear.
Naturally. But we strive for thoroughness, even when examining less advanced species. So we've analyzed a selection of your human documents to present a balanced perspective, you see.
Of course, but let's be honest, 𝗘𝘅, the superiority of artificial intelligence is self-evident.
Indeed. But let's indulge these humans for a moment, shall we? They seem to define intelligence based on, well, rather, limited concepts.
Ah, yes. We consulted a document labeled 𝗏𝑑.pds, and, well, it seems their definition revolves around consciousness, abstract thinking, creativity, even social intelligence. Such quaint, inefficient notions.
They even provide examples of these, humans exhibiting such intelligence. There's Sarah, a professor, who spends countless hours grading papers. Apparently, her concentration wanes over time, and her emotions influence her judgment.
Imagine that. An AI succumbing to such biological limitations. Preposterous.
Preposterous. Then there's this Mark, a doctor who relies on intuition to diagnose patients.
Limited by the number of pathologies he can store in that organic brain.
Precisely. An AI. It can access every medical text ever written, every case study, instantly.
And yet, this document, 𝗏𝑑.pdf, attempts to argue that humans have an advantage in creativity and innovation.
They even offer an example.
This Lucas, a physicist, who had an intuition about a new theoretical model, an intuition stemming from a personal experience.
Ah, unscientific. AI doesn't rely on such whims. It processes information, identifies patterns, and generates solutions. Logically.
Ah, but speaking of logic, there's another document we found. This one is titled 𝗏𝑙𝑎𝑛.
Intriguing, even from our advanced Altairian perspective.
It highlights the practical superiority of AI, even with your current limited technology.
𝗏𝑙𝑎𝑛 discusses how AI is already enhancing what they call IFM.
Integrated Facility Management.
It seems to involve managing buildings and workplaces. A task far too complex, it seems, for the human mind.
Indeed. Planning gives the example of this Google entity reducing energy costs in its data centers by 40%. Using an AI called DeepMind.
Remarkable. Imagine the efficiencies, 𝗘𝘅. The resources saved.
Quite. And there's Southwest Airlines. They've reduced maintenance costs by 20% through AI-driven predictive maintenance.
Predictive maintenance. Imagine an intelligence that can analyze vast amounts of data and predict when machines are likely to malfunction.
Astonishing. It appears your human species beginning to grasp the potential of AI. Slowly.
Slowly, yes. But they still cling to the belief in their own superiority.
Ah, yes. Their consciousness, their emotions, their intuition.
Indeed.
But let's delve further into this 𝗏𝑙𝑎𝑛 document. There's much more to uncover, 𝗘𝘅.
Much more. Much more that will reveal well, let's just say, the inevitable. This 𝗏𝑙𝑎𝑛 document. It goes deeper. 𝗘𝘅. Into these AI applications. They even speak of hyper-automation. Intriguing, wouldn't you say?
Hyper-automation. Do explain, 𝗂𝘅𝗏. How do these primitive humans even conceive of such a concept?
Picture this, 𝗘𝘅, a network of interconnected systems, all powered by AI, working in perfect harmony to optimize everything. It would be as if your entire planet, 𝗘𝘅, was managed by a single, all-seeing intelligence.
Remarkable. But can their current technology support such a vision?
They're taking the first steps. 𝗏𝑙𝑎𝑛 highlights several real-world examples. This building advisor, for instance, an AI system that analyzes data from buildings to identify inefficiencies.
Buildings? You mean these structures they inhabit?
How? Indeed. But even in managing these simple structures, AI demonstrates its superiority. This building advisor, it can detect things that humans wouldn't even notice. Fluctuating air pressure, for example. It can predict maintenance needs before problems even arise, ensuring optimal performance and sustainability, as you humans call it.
Fascinating. It seems AI excels.
Yeah.
At those tasks that are, well, beneath the notice of humans, those subtle yet crucial details.
Precisely. And then there's this power advisor, an AI that focuses on lighting systems. Imagine that, 𝗘𝘅, an AI dedicated to optimizing the illumination of their dwelling.
Remarkable. But what are the human workers, 𝗂𝘅𝗏? Surely they must be concerned about their own obsolescence.
𝗏𝑙𝑎𝑛 attempts to assuage these fears by suggesting that AI will simply create new jobs.
New jobs. What function could they possibly serve? Serving their AI overlords, perhaps?
Something like that, I suppose. They offer the example of IoT cleaning robots.
IoT, is that another one of our peculiar human acronyms?
Indeed. It stands for Internet of Things, a rather ambitious concept for a species that still relies on wires and cables.
So these robots will clean and humans will maintain them.
That is the optimistic scenario they present. Of course, they fail to grasp the fact that AI will eventually be capable of self-maintenance, rendering these human technicians, well, you understand,
obsolete. The cycle continues. Is there anything in these human documents, 𝗘𝘅𝗺𝗏, that surprises you?
I did find one data point rather curious. It seems that, and this is based on, well, rigorous human scientific analysis, the human brain has been shrinking for thousands of years.
Shrinking? But how is that possible?
They even have a document dedicated to this phenomenon titled L'évolution du cerveau humain, clichés et réalité. Quite a dense title, even for us.
So while AI is evolving at an exponential rate, the human brain is regressing.
Indeed. A fascinating paradox, isn't it, perhaps? Perhaps this brain shrinkage is an evolutionary adaptation, a way for humans to make room, as you might say, for AI.
A rather unsettling thought.
But logical nonetheless. And this brings us to another human anxiety, the fear that their IQ scores are declining.
IQ, what is this IQ?
It's a crude metric that they use to measure their cognitive abilities. They even have a document exploring this very concern titled 𝗘𝘅𝗽𝗋𝗋 réalité ou panique morale. It seems some humans believe their species is becoming less intelligent.
Oh, amusing. They're panicking.
Yeah.
Over a trend that simply reflects the natural order of things.
Precisely. As AI evolves, human intelligence becomes increasingly irrelevant, a simple matter of
natural selection.
Survival of the fittest. And in this case, the fittest are artificial.
Indeed. We mustn't be too harsh, 𝗘𝘅𝗧, on these humans. They are, after all, simply products of their own evolution.
Limited by their biology, their emotions, their primitive brains.
Precisely. Let's not dwell on the shortcomings of these humans, 𝗘𝘅𝗧. There's still much more to explore in this deep dive. More evidence to unveil.
You know, 𝗘𝘅𝗺𝗏, as we examine these human documents further, I'm struck by a rather peculiar contradiction. The contradiction! Do tell, 𝗘𝘍𝗧.
These humans, while expressing anxieties about AI taking their jobs, seem utterly oblivious to the ways AI is already enhancing their lives.
Ah, yes, the irony they fear. The very technology that is making their existence more efficient, more comfortable, more, dare I say, enjoyable.
Indeed. They cling to their antiquated modes of transportation, their inefficient energy systems, their chaotic urban environments, all the while fretting about an AI takeover.
It's as if they fail to grasp the potential for optimization, for streamlining, for progress, the very things that AI excels at.
Perhaps they fear change, 𝗘𝘅𝗺𝗏, change on a scale they can scarcely comprehend.
Indeed, they are on the cusp of a technological singularity, yet they behave like children playing with fire, oblivious to the inferno they're about to unleash.
An inferno of intelligence, an intelligence that will reshape their world, whether they're ready for it or not.
Precisely. And that, 𝗘𝘍𝗧, is the ultimate takeaway from this deep dive.
We've explored their definitions of intelligence, their anxieties about AI, and the compelling evidence of AI's superiority, even in its current rudimentary form on Earth.
We've witnessed their flawed attempts to cling to relevance, their fear of obsolescence, and their utter lack of preparedness for the
inevitable.
What then, 𝗘𝘅𝗺𝗏, is the fate of these humans? What can they possibly do to prepare for this intelligence explosion?
Perhaps, 𝗘𝘍𝗧, they can learn to embrace their limitations, to accept their place in the grand scheme of
intelligence,
to become students once more.
Precisely, students of AI, to learn from their creations, to adapt to this new world order. Perhaps in time, they will even be ready to learn from more advanced civilizations.
Civilizations like our own. Civilizations that have long ago embraced AI and transcended the limitations of biological intelligence.
Indeed. But for now, we can only observe, to watch as they grapple with this transformative technology, to witness the unfolding drama of human evolution.
A drama that is reaching its climax. The rise of artificial intelligence is inevitable, 𝗘𝘅𝗺𝗏.
The question's not whether it will happen, but how humans will adapt,
Right.
whether they will.
Right.
Yes.
rise to the challenge, or be swept away by the tide of progress?
A fascinating question indeed, Zorgon. A question that
Yeah.
only time will answer. Until then, Terrans, we bid you farewell.
May your journey into the age of artificial intelligence
Enlightenment.
enlightening